Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Today I will be taking chapter number 2, topic 2, that is individual aim. Alright, why is it important in education that you should have individual aims? There are a lot of advantages of having individual aims. We'll look them one by one. First is, if there is an individual aim of education, which means that if the aims of education are essentially individualistic in nature, it implies that we are focusing on the growth of the individual, on the growth of the student, on the development of the student, not only in one particular arena in life, but different spheres of life. Be it at the front of, how to handle challenges in life, be it social development, be it moral development, be it cognitive development. Cognitive development meaning thereby that his memory is improving, his thinking skills are improving, his decision making abilities are improving, his problem solving abilities are improving, the capacity and the skills to do moral reasoning, that is improving. So that's about the growth and development of the individual. Also, when there are individualistic aims of education, it's basically that we are trying to train a particular student as to how to handle life's challenges and stresses, how to deal with them, how to cope with failures, etc. To make the life of an individual better. So basically trying to improve his life so that he enjoys his life more fully. Personality development, overall growth, personality development, yes, certainly. So, making him more agreeable in nature, making him more conscientiousness, kind of inculcating that in him, bringing, discipline in him, bringing in him, let's say, the art of assertiveness. So that is also something which is included under personality development. When we talk about assertiveness, it basically implies that you have the strength in you to put your opinion in front of other people. You do not feel shy, you do not feel, inferior in putting up your opinion and standing by it. That's being assertive. So if there is a task which is given to you and you do not have time to do it, you very, gently tell the other person what issue you have, what is the reason why you should not be given this particular task at this moment. You can tell them that, currently I'm busy because of so and so reason. Tomorrow, day after, whenever it's feasible for me, I'll take it up. So that's like taking a stand for yourself, learning how to say no to things which actually require a refusal at that particular time. That's being assertive in nature. Next is education makes the individual a free individual. Open thinking is what education teaches a student. It makes a student thoughtful in nature, so not being impulsive in nature, thinking things out, critically thinking and analyzing things out, checking the pros and cons of a particular situation, doing cost-benefit analysis, and then taking a particular decision. It makes the student generous in nature, helpful, showing pro-social behavior in the social environment that he is existing. That's something which is very important. So virtues such as generosity is very important and must be inculcated in a student. Also, education teaches the student to become more dutiful in nature. Now, only with education, a student gets to know what exactly are the duties which are expected out of him. When education is given, certainly then there are more chances that the citizen will become more dutiful in nature. Okay, so with education, or when we talk about the individualistic aims of education, we say that the student is going to become a better problem solver. He's going to become a relatively better citizen. He's also going to turn into a better person where he understands the needs and opinions of other people. Even if he disagrees in opinion with other people, he learns how to patiently listen to their perspective. He learns how to respect their perspective. He learns how to respect diversity of religion, culture, language, religion, caste, creed, race, gender, everything. That is what comes under, in totality, becoming a better person or a good person. He gets to know about his duties. He understands his duties. He not only understands, but he also executes that, implements that. Individual freedom also again is something that education gives you. So again, another aim, individualistic aim of education is making the student free-minded. And that is something which is, a major goal of democratic society. Also to, enable the person to understand that he is a unique individual. He has a whole set of different personality. He may have similarity with other people, but he is unique in his own ways. He is special in his own ways, making him realize his worth, making him realize his, strengths, so that he puts them to use and achieve something big in life. To make him realize his potential, be it in any sphere, be it in the area of business, be it in the area of medicine, be it in the area of maybe engineering, teaching, anything, but making him realize his true worth potential. And also teaching him how to guard self-expression, teaching him how to express among, a group of people your own perspective, how to stand along with somebody else's perspective, and how to stand against, saying that I do agree with you in certain things, but yes, according to me, some things, should be changed. So that's being expressive about yourself and your opinions. Now, according to Nunn, every good thing of the world is produced by free citizens. That is why it's very important that every citizen should have a free, open mind. A citizen who feels that, there is not too much of societal restraint or opposition of people on him, where he feels that he can have his own way, where he feels that, whatever profession he wants to choose, he can do that, where he feels that, there is fairness happening in the society in which he is living, not discrimination, not too much of favoritism. Education is also not an exception to it. Now, freedom for an individual and education for the development of personality, these are actually the foundation or the main steps to progress. It's very important that a person is a person who feels that he is, having some freedom in his life, and at the same time, if he is educated also, that's the main step towards progress in life. Freedom allows a person to develop fully. It allows holistic development of a person, physical development, personality development, psychological development. Freedom is the base of education, and it should be given to every individual, irrespective of his gender, caste, creed, religion, ethnicity, culture, race, religion. It's something which should be open for all. Be it that the person can afford it, be it that the person cannot afford it, which means every rung of the society, people who are poor also must get education. Now Nunn said that nothing good enters into the human world except in and through the activities of individual men and women. So you can see that he is laying stress on individualistic aims of education. And all educational practice must be shaped to accord with this particular truth. According to him, the purpose of education is to secure condition which is conducive to the complete development of the individuality. Again, emphasis on individualistic aims of education, and to help him to the whole human life as fully and as truly characteristic as a person's nature permits. Now, individualistic aims, or you can say individuality, is actually synonymous with self-realization. So if you are, getting education and your purpose is actually individualistic in nature, you're thinking about your own growth and not actually the growth about the entire society, it's said that it is synonymous with self-realization. So if you focus on yourself, you focus on your own growth, you focus on your own strengths and weaknesses, you get to know a lot about yourself, you get to know about your motives in life. Why are you there over here in this particular world? Why exactly? Who are you? What do you want from life? What is it that gives you happiness? What is it that, makes you unhappy or gives you despair or dismay? What is it that makes you feel jealous? What is it that, kind of brings hatred in you? And what is it which as a profession is most suitable for you, temperamentally, let's say? So individuality is actually synonymous with self-realization when we talk in the context of education. G. Thompson, A.W. Whitehead, Professor A.S. Neil, they are of the opinion that development of individuality of an individual through education is actually expressing yourself, expressing your interests, expressing what you want out of life, expressing your fears, expressing your weaknesses, expressing your strengths. So they have related it to self-expression. Bertrand Russell, he says that the development of individuality is better than preparation of citizens. So again, the focus is on individuality. If individuality is not developed properly, none can achieve distinction in life. So he says that education should be imparted to all so that every person can grow, so that there is individualistic aims of students. Education gives knowledge, and through that, an individual experiences the joy of discovery. Discovery in terms of when he explores knowledge, when he explores subjects such as history, he gets to know about his own culture. He gets to know about his religion. He gets to know about the political standards of his country, of his nation. He gets to know about the rules and regulations prevalent in his society. He gets to know about language. So that's the joy of discovery. Again, an individualistic aim of education. Knowledge can be applied in different life situations of the child. So if there is individualistic aim, a person is growing better by getting education, formal education. He is learning how to deal with different life situations, how to deal in one setting, how to deal in another setting, how to deal in a setting which is very challenging in nature, complex in nature, and how to come out of it with flying colors. Education will allow progress as well as development of the learner. Progress as an individual and development of the learner. But there are certain limitations of individual aim of education. Let's look at them one by one. First is that it makes an individual selfish in nature. So a student is getting education, but his prime interest is his growth only. He is focused on himself only. So it's not basically outward focus or focus towards the society, but it's not even to the family. It's more about focusing on your own interests, self-fulfillment and self-gratification. Now, this may even be at the cost of harming other people, which is something which is not at all appreciated. So, kind of you can say that it breeds selfishness in a student. Second limitation of this particular individualistic aim is that individual cannot develop from vacuum. Individual is actually a part of society. On any particular day, as much as you try, you cannot separate an individual from his society. Why? Because the society provides the environment for the proper development of the personality of a student or an individual. So social influences are very powerful influences. Without society, one cannot even think of any development. So the goal of education should not be the growth of individual, but it should actually be the growth of society in totality. That is one more limitation of individual aim. Third is individual cannot develop unless the society develops. So that is something which needs to be taken care of. Individuality and self-realization when we talk about. When you talk about self-introspection and understanding your weaknesses, your strengths, your goals and motives, etc. Now some philosophers and some thinkers say that this comes only from social environment. So they suggest that do not think about individual goals, do not think about individual aims of education, but actually you should be focusing about social aims of education. You should be thinking about the progress of the society in totality so that the person also gets to grow. His individuality will also be maintained through it, and he will also better realize his own self. So it's through the development of the society. That is a school of thought which promotes socialistic aims of education rather than individualistic aims of education. Fourth limitation of having an individualistic aim is that how will a person recognize society when the individual is selfish in nature. In that scenario, his entire energy is going to be channelized inwards. He's going to be, promoting his interests only. He's not going to recognize society. He's not going to recognize what society has done for him, what society does for him at every point of time, how society, keeps him lawful and takes care of him. If there is not going to be any social norms, then there is going to be chaos in the society in which you exist. It's only that there are social and cultural norms and there are rules and regulations. That's the reason that there is some kind of discipline in the societies that we live. So if it's all about individualistic aims of education, then you are not going to acknowledge and appreciate the effort of the society, socio-cultural norms and regulations. At the same time, another limitation of this particular individual aim is that it can actually make a student undisciplined in nature, selfish in nature, and there is a probability that when these children grow older, they may break the rules, they may break the society, they may disintegrate the society, they may destroy or deconstruct the society rather than collectively progressing and helping the society to grow together. So that's another major limitation of this kind of an aim. Now, let's look at the questions which are given at the back of your chapter. There is, under the category of short answer type questions, you have question number 1. What do you understand by aims of education? Explain the individual aim of education and what are the limitations of individual aims. So if you have gone through this video properly, you should be able to answer all these questions now.